The journey to Splatoon 3's second wave of DLC has been amazing. From the initial cryptic teaser reveal back in the February 2023 Nintendo Direct that sparked numerous theories and discussions within the community, to the major gameplay trail that not only provided us with proper in-game footage, but also showcases brand new mechanics, progression system, enemies, and returning characters. All the way to the release date trailer which confirmed the wait was almost over, which leads us to now, a few days away from Side Order's release. With all the hype from fans building up once again, I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about some final hopes, wishes, and predictions for the DLC before it officially launches. All of this is simply my own opinion, so please do keep that in mind. Anyways, let us begin. Up until now, the Splatoon series has unfortunately given us underdeveloped and seemingly rushed stories, which is ironic considering how much effort goes into the world building and lore. I'll give Splatoon 1 a pass since it was the first entry, meaning it was still forming a proper foundation it could build on, but its story was passable. Splatoon 2's story, on the other hand, was literally a near exact retelling of the first game with minor changes. The only major addition was having Callie be in a villainous role, but even then the idea was largely downsized and only relegated to a few cutscenes and the final boss. All that pre-release build-up led to a unique concept being severely neglected in favor of a rehash experience. Then we have Splatoon 3's story. While it did manage to bring forth a different plot when compared to its predecessor, similar issues arise. Octavio's redemption arc is basically non-existent. The Three Lights phenomenon came out of nowhere with no previous build-up. Mr. Grizz's role comes across as underwhelming despite having prior build-up, with his entire backstory being heavily locked behind the alternate log, and Craig's removal feeling forced in favor of Splatoon 1 nostalgia. I'm hoping Side Order tells a meaningful story akin to Octo Expansion that is properly fleshed out with engaging character interactions and development, a good villain that's accompanied by complex motives, and answers major questions. Because the last thing I seriously want is for all this mysterious build-up to be a giant missed opportunity. Despite all this, I have faith that the developers will deliver us one of, if not the best story told in this series, and I'm looking forward to witnessing all the plot twists and scenarios for this alternate take on Team Order winning. With the sheer volume of Splatoon 2 characters returning in Side Order, I believe it's finally time for Agent 4 to return. Now, for those familiar with my channel, I've already made a video discussing this matter. However, since the release date trailer dropped alongside this specific artwork, I've got a few points to mention. So everyone has speculated that Agent 4 might be a villain due to this silhouette resembling the character. Granted, it's possible this has nothing to do with them, but it seems way too coincidental to ignore. Assuming this outcome is true, 1, I called this months ago, long before this reveal took place, and 2, I want the developers to commit to this idea. Give Agent 4 a tragic backstory that encompasses why they went down a villainous path. Have them don a new digital robotic design, possessing enhanced shadow ink abilities and cybernetic glitch powers from corrupted color chips. This approach would at long last give Agent 4 memorability and no longer retain the status of being a forgotten character. I'm definitely expecting for this to happen, and who knows, maybe we'll see other corrupted individuals like the other idols, Agent 3, or even Agent 8, only time will tell. The amount of characters nominated so far for the main antagonistic role in the DLC campaign is massive. From Marina and Tartar all the way to Glenn Fiddler and even Tony Kenza, it really seems like anyone can be placed in this position. Although I'm truthfully expecting the overall final villain to be this digital virus entity. I'm expecting that Tartar managed to upload his conscience prior to his initial defeat, considering he is an AI, and from there seek down Marina in his new form, acknowledging her expertise in technology. From there, he betrayed her by setting his plans into motion and finally transformed Inkopolis Square along with the inhabitants into his ideal vision of a perfect world. As a result, Marina has been digitally corrupted, possessing cybernetic powers, and aiding the villain, with us needing to rescue her and put an end to all this once and for all. There's a chance none of this will happen, but hey, I found the idea pretty interesting and figured to include it in the instance that it came true. For our final entry, I would like to see some of my numerous Side Order predictions officially come true. Dating as far back as December 2022 with my Splatoon 3 DLC ideas video, all the way to the present era, I've made a tremendous amount of theories, discussions, and ideas for this second wave of additional content. Despite how reasonable or absurd they have been, I really want to see how accurate my predictions ended up being, because I just think it would be cool knowing that other content creators, including myself, were able to foresee the events of the DLC before launch. Regardless of whether anything I've ever mentioned within this year-long wait period comes to light, it has been a blast coming up with all these concepts, and I seriously want to thank all of you not only for all the support throughout this journey, but also for your own feedback and ideas presented to me. Each and every one of you are awesome, and never forget that. By the way, I'm hoping that Side Order is canon to Splatoon's continuity, because I don't want all the developers' hard work and the entire events of the story to be wasted. With that said, what do all of you think? What final hopes, wishes, and predictions do you have for the DLC? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to help the channel grow by subscribing and clicking the like button. Anyways, this is Krill signing off.